The U.S. did indeed carry out airstrikes against Iranian-backed forces in Syria. Overnight, this happened. This comes after ongoing attacks against our troops over the past week. Former Pentagon official Brent Sadler is with me now. Is Biden's response to those attacks against our people, is it strong enough?
Absolutely not. And this is a kind of a return back to bombing empty warehouses that we saw during the Obama years. It really signaled at least some agitation on our part, but it really didn't change any calculation on the part of the Iranians and the activities through their proxies. And so, unfortunately, with the time that's been given, the number of attacks, it's going to require probably more forceful responses to actually have an effect and to tamp down these attacks on U.S.
But the president presumably is afraid of a wider war. Going after directly Iranian targets would widen the war, and that's what he doesn't want.
Oh, I think at this stage, not acting actually has more of a probability of widening the war and Iran being compelled actually, or feeling that they could actually enter more directly. And they're making such threats right now, just yesterday in New York, so the UN. So actually going after their proxies and thumping them more effectively actually would be much more effective in containing it.
That's not in character.
No.
With this president.
Absolutely
He's not an aggressive guy in that sense.
No.
So it's not going to happen.
I agree with you in that regard.
So we're going to get attacked more.
Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have a lot more of this back and forth, and hopefully we don't have any casualties on our side before we learn this lesson.
Is it the same with the incursion into Gaza? The president wants Netanyahu to delay because he doesn't want the bad publicity of a demolished Gaza hitting the world Arab streets.
I think it's different. Gaza, at the end of the day, it's the Israelis that are going to decide when the right time to go in. Now, part of that calculation is, of course, the support from the U.S. and the U.S. military specifically. And there's one chess piece that still has to get into place, and that's the USS Eisenhower and his carrier strike group. Once that's in place, it seems like all the pieces are where they need to be, and Israel would have, America would have Israel's back, and we'll probably see that move forward.
What's the function of a second aircraft carrier group?
Well, it's a good question exactly where and how it's going to position. Now, if that second aircraft carrier goes into the Eastern Med, I think that clearly gives the president more options for sustained aerial operations against Hamas in Gaza as need be. But it could also be to keep an eye on or to do counterstrikes against Hezbollah should they get involved in the war.
But is that carrier group definitely going to the Eastern Mediterranean, or is it going to go into the Gulf?
It's not clear to me yet. I would have thought by now we would have heard or seen reports of it crossing through Gibraltar. I haven't seen that.
Why haven't we seen that?
It's a good question.
Because we don't want them to know. But they'll know where it is, surely. The opposition, whomsoever the enemy is, they know where a carrier battle group is, presumably.
Well, for the last few years, the U.S. Navy's been trying to practice up its lost art of actually having multiple carrier strike groups operating and then showing up unannounced in places to surprise an enemy. This is most notably for China and its anti-aerial deny capabilities.
We are stretched thin, aren't we? I mean, if China starts to do something with Taiwan whilst we're engaged in the Middle East, that's a problem for everybody, isn't it?
Absolutely. 30 years of bad choices and bad investments, and we have a military too weak for its use.
You're a hawk, aren't you?
I'm not a hawk. I'm smart about what we're dealing with Russia and with China, and we need to be smarter about that.
Brent Sadler, thanks for being with us this morning. Appreciate it, sir. Very much.